Welcome back to Sprague Homestead. So today I'm going to start documenting the process. It'll probably take us about 2 weeks just to at least get it dried in, but we have been wanting to put some extensions on the house. On the side to the kitchen, we wanted to put on an 8-foot extension for the mudroom, and on the other side where we have kind of a covered patio, we want to enclose that in for a sunroom. So really we've been wanting to do this for years, but we started planning on doing it 3 years ago. Then Nikki's uncle had cancer, new building was built, just the list goes on and on of why we never really got this thing going. So yesterday we broke ground. We finally thought this will be the year we'll get it done. Sure enough, a pandemic shows up. Now there's murder hornets. So hey, whatever. We're going to get it done this year. So let's take a look at what we've got going on. All right, so this is our kitchen door here. So the generator's in the back with the shovels right up here. And this is our kitchen door going in. So the plan is to essentially take this little alcove here and pull it out 8 feet. Now what you see is the footing has been dug out pretty well yesterday. So we did that with the backhoe. Then we came in with the skid steer, kind of scooped out all the dirt, breaking it up. Came in with another round of the backhoe, a little bit more with the skid steer. So you can kind of see there's dirt everywhere there. And that tube running there is a drain, so we need to actually move that. This is a drain we've complained about before that doesn't catch enough water. So we are going to move that and add maybe one right here, one down here in the corner that it comes off the house. And that way we won't have a flooding issue here, and then we'll catch back in and that goes out. So here is the patio area. So this is the edge of the living room through those sliding doors. So the plan with this is we're going to come in here with the backhoe and basically do the same thing. So we'll excavate out all the way around this and put in a footing there that will be about 12 inches deep, about 8 inches wide, and that'll give us a foundation wall there. And then we're going to pour in a layer of concrete, essentially extending out from the house pad. So it'll be, like 4 or 5 inches deep there, plus the footing. Now for this, what we're going to do is we actually have some leftover, or Nikki's parents have some leftover windows. I guess you'd call them windows. Essentially what we're going to do is strip the frames off, build them in, and so we'll have 3 vertical windows on each side. And then between these posts, what we're going to do is add in some sliding doors. Now what will happen on the kitchen side with the mudroom, basically we're just going to put in a basic tile floor. We're going to take the front door, which we really aren't really excited about. It's just kind of a plain door. We're actually going to take that off the front and move that to the side. So that'll give us basically like an 8x8-ish mudroom to come in. You can hang your coats in there. It'll get a lot of stuff out of the entryway in the kitchen, which will be fantastic, especially when you have muddy dogs that run in. They typically try to get past you and run through the house with muddy feet. So that'll give us a chance to wipe their feet off in there, leave the towel in there, and it'll be pretty plain Jane, but it'll be fantastic because we really need a little extra space at the back door. Now in the sunroom, the plan of this is it's going to be a multi-stage process as always. So again, we'll have to do the insulation. We'll put in everything, floor to ceiling, insulate it. It'll have the doors, the windows. It'll be mostly storage. It will be some place for some seed starts in the spring, and a place where Nikki can kind of grow up a lot of her plant starts. Right now we have racks. If you've seen other stuff where we're showing the grow lines of that, they are right there blocking those doors. So you essentially, for like 2 or 3 months of the year when we're getting starts ready to go for the gardening, you block that door with racks. Those will come out into this room. There's already power on the exterior of the house. There's already a gas line there. So we could always put in a heater if we need to, but really by the time you heat up the living room, the doors right there, we can just open and essentially just leave it open and let the house heat that room. It'll be plenty warm with the fireplace right close by. Now once you have these sliding doors in here, the plan that we talked about is to put in a wraparound deck. Now this will probably take us a while to do. We have patio furniture that we brought from Mississippi. We've collected a couple other things that people didn't want. We thought that would really kind of fit up. So what we're planning to do is essentially take a wraparound porch. So these will come out to like a wood deck, basically. Not a big tall deck, maybe 2, 3, 4 inches off the ground. Nothing fancy, but it'll be nice visually. And then that wraparound deck will come around here, go down this side of the house. Now right there we have those 2 dog crates for the puppies. And what we'll do is probably either add them somehow into the deck itself, just put them on top, or we'll end up moving that or something else. But it'd be nice to have just a sitting area. We used to have a couple patio tables out here, but they kind of grew into the ground a little bit. And this is always kind of a junk collecting area for us. We didn't do a great job of keeping it clean. We always had a lot of stuff like my grill and some chairs and some other stuff. And we like to really make it kind of like a nice party atmosphere where you can grill, you can sit out and drink a cold one, have some family over once in a while. And then, you know, we'll have like maybe a fire pit out here or something like that, or you can have a small kind of a nice fire sitting out here. But just a good wraparound deck. Very something you can do probably in a weekend, get all the materials, and we'll do that probably in another year or so. So hopefully that gives everybody kind of like a not so quick introduction on what we're doing. Like I said, it's probably going to take us about 2 weeks. It is Tuesday now, so we started on a Monday. It is Tuesday now. We need to run to town. We're going to get started today about 12 o'clock. And it just seems like every day we have something else to do that gets in the way of doing this. So it's probably going to take us about 2 weeks. Concrete's being poured on Friday, so we'll have all these footings prepared. We have all the material here already. We got a big lumber load, a trailer that Nikki's dad brought. That was just off of various construction stuff that he's collected up over time, and basically they didn't have a place for it. So they brought us a massive load of lumber again that will pretty much, almost other than some studs, I think we need to buy some 2x6s, I think. Maybe like 10 of them, 12 of them. That's almost literally as much as we have to spend on this. We've been collecting material for this for about 3-4 years. So it will all match. We'll all get paint and everything else, but that's at least the start of it. And we'll shoot footage every day, kind of showing you what we've done, and you can see a progress of it. So see you this afternoon. All right, so at the end of day 2, here's what we got done. So you can kind of see we did a little bit more excavation out of the foundation to the form. So previously we had this tube in here, so this is just a drain that was coming from a box roughly right there. So what we did is we ended up using a sawzall to cut that off. That tunnel right there is where the tube came through, and the drain box is now gone. What we're going to do is put in a drain. So obviously the 2 halves or the 2 corners of the house come together right there, and they go right down to the corner of the box. So there's going to be a new drain box, or the one that was here moved there, which will help drain, and then we're going to run a new drain so you can kind of see another channel there. So drain out, it'll come down through the form and go through there. You can see a little bit of sediment down in there, so obviously we've got a little bit of a drain issue that it's been holding water and mud, so we need to maybe dig all of that up. Not sure yet, but that's one thing you find out after a few years. So on this side of the house, we are done other than forming, so which will be done tomorrow. We might be done a day early with all the forms. Nikki's dad's going to come over and try to get here a little bit earlier in the morning. We went to town today and it was crazy, so we got home late. Got a few hours of work in, but man, not enough today. Just town is crazy today. But let me go show you the other side over here where the extension's going in the sunroom. All right, so in the sunroom area, what we've done here is that these outer edges where all the windows and stuff are going, so these are already dug down. You can see there's a channel right down through there. We just need to cut these roots off basically and get the pieces out. So on both sides, he's dug that out with the backhoe there with a little bucket. And then under here, because we're going to just step out to some stairs and some doors and that, we did just kind of he dug a little channel here with the skid steer and the bucket. Dug just kind of a little valley in there that we will form up to do that. So we're going to actually bring the concrete up to the top of these concrete pieces here. So this will be mostly a slab in here. And it was a little low in the center, so you can kind of see that we have some of the gravel that was at the barn in the pile, just kind of our extra. We brought that in and laid that down, smoothed it out with a rake. So this will be a nice pad in here. And then we'll get those forms set up tomorrow also. So now, of course, when you're going to do a lot of home improvement, the best thing to do is do fencing on Sunday and hurt your back. So I feel like I haven't been a lot of help. Yesterday I felt pretty good. Today I re-injured my back. Overdid it today. So every day is going to be, I'm sure, a pain in the butt to get everything done. So thankfully I'm not like required, other than doing something. I can get through it, but I feel like I'm letting the team down, being on injured reserve out here trying to do stuff. But that's how it goes, you know. And I always say, Nikki's always said, don't get to middle age or retirement and decide to go do everything, because your body just can't take it. And I'm proving that to myself every single day that I hurt my back doing stuff. So tomorrow will be day 3 on this. We'll do a lot of forming in that, and I'll try to take some pictures and some video along the way. But we're definitely making ground on this. We might even have the forms up done a day early. Pour on, I guess, Friday. I think we're still good for that. Strip it all the forms off Saturday. And then get stuff started on framing for that. So we'll see what we get done. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, so the end of day 3, which is Wednesday, working on everything. And here's everything we've got accomplished today. All right, so here is under the patio itself. Now, again, this is going to be a pad. So it's going to be basically concrete all the way across. And then you can see on these outer edges, it will be kind of like a footing that way. So we basically have a retaining wall on the outside here just to hold the concrete in, and this will just basically fill up all the way. Now, the pad as it comes out here is going to be the same level, so that we really won't have much of a step down from these doors out. And then you can see we do have electrical already run to the outside, so just running some grow lights or whatever else out here will be a-okay. No need for heat. It'll be insulated, obviously top to bottom. But what we'll be able to do is just open these doors here, and then the stove and everything in there, the wood fireplace inside there, it'll keep this warm. It'll probably be, if it's like in the house, worst case, it'll be like high 50s at night in the winter, and it'll be 75 to 80 in the summer, because we don't have air conditioning. All right, so on the side that goes into the kitchen, what we've got here is, it will be a similar thing. It'll be a retaining wall, so it'll have a footer on the outside. That will be concrete that will be filled in between here. So the retaining wall, you'll have concrete in this section here, and it will fill up to the top of the foam right here, the pink foam. And then this area here will be just a pad. So it'll, again, come up to the bottom there. It'll be a 4-inch thick pad here with a footer all the way around the outside. So that's about 8 inches wide and, good around 12 inches deep here. So as I slowly back up, what we're planning to do tomorrow is we'll add rebar into the footers all the way around. That just helps with tensile strength of the concrete. We're then going to go peel off this outer trim on this door, peel off the siding. So this siding here is physically going to move to the outside. We'll frame in, obviously, these walls, and we'll extend out this roof line, and then we'll just have an inside door. So you'll have an inside door, mudroom, inside door, and everything there will be moved out. So the front door is going to come to the exterior here. So it'll be a door here going in, and then we've got a new front door on order just to change up the little style a little bit. So tomorrow, beyond the rebar, we have the rock for this that came a week early through Home Depot, so we got to go get that. And well, maybe on Mother's Day or something we'll get this finished up. Who knows? So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. We're like so tired doing this stuff. So hopefully it makes sense. If you have any questions on what we're doing, just feel free to throw them down in the comments along the way as we get through the video. So tomorrow, again, rebar just for the tensile strength of the concrete, and a couple more pieces, small pieces, in the morning only. It should be about an hour's worth of work for 2 or 3 people. So we'll get the rock tomorrow, and then Friday we will film doing the concrete, or I'll show you the results of the concrete. Either way, it's hard to film all this stuff when you are part of the construction crew and the other construction people are like, put the phone down and actually do some work. So it's all fun and games. It really is. So probably no shooting tomorrow. We'll jump Thursday and we'll pick it up Friday. So we'll see you then. So happy Friday. Y'all made it. And we're here. So today we're pouring concrete on the pads that are prepped. So you can see behind, we have taken off the siding on the house there. So behind that wrap is just insulation. And we put the window back in last night so there's no cats sneaking in the window. So essentially right now, we need to put the rebar in. That'll be done quickly because it's just a few little pieces here and there. And that keeps the concrete having good structural integrity under tension. Compression's no problem. Tension, it doesn't like to be pulled. So the rebar acts as a piece in there to help with tension. So we'll get this poured first thing, and we have added a piece for the doorway on the front. This is a last minute decision to pour a small pad for the front door. So this used to be pavers that we actually brought up from Mississippi, so they will go to a third home that they've been into. But the pavers were taken out. We will pour a small pad here for the front door, and then we're probably going to put in a wall toward the side to the flower bed, because typically when it melts or rains or anything like that, it tends to splash down in there and then cover the front door in water. So we're going to probably add a small little half wall or something in there. But this will get poured with basically probably like a 3-inch or 4-inch, just a simple pad right there. And then we're going to change this front door out. We bought a new one and got it on order. So that'll get changed. This door is actually going to go to the exterior door of the kitchen side. So the extension there, we'll keep the door that's there now. We'll add in a wall, obviously framing that area. And then this door will be transferred over there. And then in here under the patio going into a sunroom, there really wasn't much. Nikki's dad did drill in the base here in the concrete to add in some rebar. So again, helps keep it together, in tension and all that stuff. So it'll be in good shape. All we need to do now on this side at least is just to hang some plastic up on the wood siding there, because concrete tends to splash a little bit. And so we'll put up some just some plastic sheeting, like some real thin stuff like paint stuff you'd lay down on the floor. But we'll tape that up to the wall, and that will keep the concrete from splashing off the ground up on the wall, because it gets kind of messy. And that's it. We'll be ready to go. So we got it done. So it's like 8:30 on Friday. So we got done about 5 o'clock or so, somewhere in there. Now, Nikki's dad, thankfully, has done concrete for many, many years. So getting this all done really wasn't too bad. But you can kind of see this is the sunroom pad. If I can kind of get out here a little bit. Oh my gosh, we still have debris everywhere. But if I show you there is the sunroom pad. So everything went well on the pour. So everything's there. And I'm probably slurring a lot because I'm tired. We have been up since, like 6 maybe. Trying to get ready for this. So we actually tried to work on our upload for tomorrow, which is our 15 questions. So we actually drove all the way to Klamath Falls trying to get this thing to go, because we can't get a data connection out here. Don't know. It seemed like it went and then it failed, and who knows. Let me show you the front pad, and then we'll get to the other side real quick. All right, so here's the front pad on it. And so, of course, Liza's going to walk up on our nice thing as a demonstration. Thank you. You can kind of see we poured it in there, and then we brushed it with a brush, which will give it a little bit of traction versus a slick surface. And we have kind of this makeshift doorway just to kind of keep the dogs off the concrete for this point. But good thing there. And then we're going to put a wall. So right there, we're probably going to put a wall up just to kind of screen this in a little bit. But at least right now we have a chair blocking, and the dogs have figured out the bridge. How awesome is that? I can't actually remember if I showed the planter done. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. So we ended up going last night into town, and Nikki spent, gosh, probably till dark. I think I called her at like 9 or 9:30 last night to come in to eat some pizza that we picked up in town. So she finished up this rock planter, and then she tells me today she doesn't even like it. So what do you guys think? I think it looks fantastic. She's not real crazy about it, but hey, it's at least done. And if I show you back over here, this will be the extension in the mudroom as I walk slowly. Oh my gosh, I'm probably shaking the camera real bad. But there you go. So we took off the siding. That will be saved and moved out. That is poured. We're going to leave these. I think everybody agreed to take the day off tomorrow. So Sunday morning, we'll come out and pull the forms off the outside. But that is poured. It's pretty hard. I've already touched on it, and you can't even leave a mark on it. So no big deal there. Everybody just wanted the day off. Everybody was pretty tired after doing all that, and really, honestly, feel like Nikki's dad and the guy that delivered the concrete did more than Nikki and I. But hey, we did it, and it looks fantastic, and we'll pick it up Sunday. All right, so happy Monday to everybody that made it through the Mother's Day weekend. So we had a good time yesterday. Had Nikki's parents over to kind of chill out and relax at the house. And Nikki's mom got to see everything we've been doing all last week in person. So here's kind of what we have done from yesterday, and then what we're going to do going forward. All right, so yesterday I came out and stripped off all the forms. So what you see left is the concrete pad itself. So it's formed, again, these are 8 inches wide, about 12 to 18 inches deep on the thickness going down vertically on the wall section. And then you've got a 4-inch pad essentially through the center of it. So the bolts themselves are actually embedded in the concrete, and these are a threaded rod that will come up. And as you form your walls, you essentially take a hole into the boards themselves, slip them over the bolts, and then secure them down with just a nut and washer. That makes them have structure and combined there. So today's the goal is to get everything there framed up. So we're going to try and get this done first, because this house section is open. As you can see up here at the top, still got insulation. Man, it's breezy today. So we're going to try and get this framed in today, build all these walls, put the door in there, etc. And then today our new sliding glass doors for the sunroom supposed to be here, plus the new door for the front that will then move over here. The current front door move over to the side. So here's how the front porch turned out. Now I've got the forms stripped off of this. There's my little wood bag holding firewood, and it's actually really, really nice. I like it. It's a little bit wider than it was, so the potter or the thing is out of the way, which is sitting over there. We're going to do something different with that. But then we may build that wall, so this will have a nice open area. And then the sunroom. So again, I pulled all the forms off yesterday. So this again is a big slab, and then we had patio furniture that was kind of just stored under here. We never really did much with it unless we had company out. So with Nikki's parents here yesterday, we just popped it out, cleaned everything off, brought everything out, and it was nice to just kind of sit out here and chat out of the sun in the shade, sitting here on the patio. Now, one thing you notice here that the other one had was the bolt sticking up through. These ones have none in there just because they don't really have the depth to afford that for the structure. So what we'll do with these is we'll use a roto hammer with a bit, a concrete bit, and drill holes in here to add studs down into it. It'll do the same thing, just a little bit different method of doing it versus pouring versus after, but it'll have the same structure or the same strength. Once you put your bolts down in the concrete, it'll connect into the base of the framed wall, and then we'll have, you know, our sliding glass door here and a sliding glass door here, while this will be windows, and then that side here will be windows. And those will be a kind of an odd project, but we'll show you what we're doing with those. Well, welcome to Thursday. And I know you're thinking, wait a second, what happened to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Well, it's rained. So you can see on our cast off pile of dirt how dark, rich brown it is. We've probably received a 1/2 inch to a 3/4 inches of rain over the last 3 days. But we actually have gotten a lot of work done. So here is the edge of the house. Monday, we actually framed out all of these walls. Now, we did build them in the driveway. It's kind of like a module. Bring them in, set them in, kind of tack them in place. And then we've got the header piece kind of bringing it all the way in together there. So this window here will be transferred out here after we kind of get everything ready to go. And we did Monday, well actually it was Tuesday, come back in and put in all of our propane piping. We had to disconnect this fitting, so this comes up from the tank. There's a regulator that had to go through the wall, so we just basically stubbed it out, put the sheeting on, and then reconnected this up Tuesday afternoon, one of the breaks between the rain. So here's where we're going to end up Thursday. Now it's supposed to rain. I've got just a little bit of time to get chores done and film some updates here. So this is where we're going to end up. We're going to get back to this tomorrow, so this will be the next video. We will pick up from this. Hopefully our doors did show up Tuesday. They were originally scheduled for Monday. Ran into some issues with the weather, so this will be the new front door with a nice window. Here's 2 sets of slide doors that will go in here onto the sunroom patio. So at this point, I wish we would have more progress. The plan was to have a lot of this done this week. And unfortunately, Mother Nature gave us 3 days of rain, which we'll take because we can help grow the pastures back. We locked the gates on the goat pasture so that they cannot get out there. 3 good days of rain will definitely help outgrow the grass. So we're going to leave this kind of open-ended. Tomorrow we plan to get the kitchen side all dried in, so that will be done. We'll definitely film that, at least along the way as best we can. And then we'll start in the sunroom. So maybe in another week, hopefully, keep your fingers crossed, we'll have this all wrapped up to where it's all dried in, and then we can start to working on the interior. So with that, we'll leave you. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and give us a like here once in a while, and check out all of our other series. So that's it from Sprague Homestead. We'll see you next time. Where are your children? Whose kids are these? Oh, this is madness. Straight up goaty madness. Baby goat mafia.